guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be answering my most asked question, which is what are my actual diagnoses? So let's get to it. My first ever diagnosis, which is deficiency of humoral immunity, which means you have little to no immune system. So when I was a baby, I was born with no immune system, which is kind of why I still catch colds really easily now, is because although my immune system has developed, it is grown. My immune system is still a little bit weaker, or a lot weaker than a lot of other people's immune systems. It's kind of a generalized one. I have hearing loss in my right ear, and I'm just really sensitive to noises and sounds. I don't know what the actual name for this is, but it is something that I had to go see an audiologist for, and I see them once a year just to check up on my ears and make sure everything's okay. Okay, next one, we're gonna be getting into body pain disorders. So first is CRPS, which if you don't know what that is complex regional pain syndrome. I personally have it I had it in my ankles and then it spread to my legs, which is very annoying, but it was on my right side. It was on my right ankle because I injured it when I was little and it never got better. And I just started getting lots of pain in it. Turned out that was the CRPS. And then as I got older, it just spread to my legs, and now walking hurts really bad. People ask me why I use a wheelchair if I could just walk around. That is because it hurts me to walk. I have AMS, I have CRPS, and oh, hip dysplasia. Now I forget the word for this. Oh yes, osteoporosis in my left hip, and it just hurts a lot for me to walk. So I choose to use my wheelchair because I can walk small distances. On my good days, I can dance, I can walk normally ish. I have a little limp. A lot of people do not notice it because I hide it really well, but I do have a limp, and it is definitely impacts my walking. I also do walk on the side of my feet when I can because it is a lot more comfortable for me to walk on my side of my foot instead of flat like how normal people walk. So I walk like this, instead of like how normal people walk, which is like this. So I do walk a little bit differently than others, which is another reason I use my wheelchair. For my next pain syndrome, I'm doing AMPS. That is Amplified Muscular Pain Syndrome. It is not the fun at all. I feel like a lot of people kind of underestimate AMPS and think like CRPS is the worst one. For me, AMPS is the worst. This differs throughout everybody. Just from my experience, having AMPS is really bad because you're constantly, your whole body's constantly in pain, and it's just really annoying. And with stress and stuff, AMPS does get worse. So, and I'm always stressed with all my doctors and stuff, so I'm constantly in pain and it is not fun. I demand physical therapy, which does not work for me due to my HEDS and other conditions like my POTS, because that will cause me to faint, and due to my EDS, hyperextending will put me in more pain. So my treatment for AMPS isn't exactly a traditional treatment. I do a lot of other things like equine therapy, I do anti-gravity treadmills, and just do small things to work my bones. I do aqua therapy instead of doing a high demand thing, because that would not work on me, and that actually used to put me in more pain, so I choose not to do that. Next, going up the pain disorders, I'm gonna go with HEDS, which is hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It is one of the many types of EDS that there are, and this one, I can do a lot of fun tricks with this chronic illness does not bother me as much just because it's kind of a fun one. I do a lot of tricks like braiding my fingers, which I would demonstrate. My brother finds this really disgusting, and he's like, yeah, no, don't do that, but I think it's kind of cool. I do a lot of fun things, and this one I honestly don't mind as much. I mean, yes, it is extremely painful. Would I like not to have it? Yes, but I mean, it is what it is, and I have fun with it. So for the next one, most people I don't think would count this as a pain syndrome, but I do because it can be really painful, which is restless leg syndrome. It's a neurological condition that causes you to move your feet and kick a lot during your sleep, and when you wake up and cause tingling throughout the night, or just it's really bad. So for this, I used to use a weighted blanket, which helped a lot, helped keep my legs still. I was a lot more comfortable. Now, since I have Bailey, if you don't know, she's my service puppy, and she's a dog, I just call her puppy, but now she lays on my legs at night and keeps them still. Her chin will be resting, or she'll just put her full body on there, and let me say, it's a lot better than a weighted blanket because it's also heated. So does affect how I walk as well, because my legs are always very sore from moving my legs a lot at nighttime, so that does also kind of affect my walking. Moving on to my bowel issues. This is a very fun one, so let's get started with that. Okay, so now moving on to bowel issues is the first one I'm going to do is SMAS, which if you don't know what that means, that is superior metasardic artery syndrome, which is a condition that affects the digestive tract, and it occurs when the third portion of the duodenum, oh my god, I cannot say this word, duodenum, which is the part of your small intestine, becomes compressed between the abdominal aorta and the superior metasardic artery. That is my best of me trying to explain that. I will put it right here because I am the worst at explaining it. One pain disorder, which is also, I feel like this goes with the GI, so I'm just gonna stick with the GI for this. Is physical hyperalgesia. This means essentially, like how I would describe it to y'all is, let's say someone pokes you on the inside, like right here. That hurts, right? Not super bad, but let's see, I have a cramp in my stomach. I feel it like 10 times worse than normal people because of that. It causes me to feel every poke, prod that's on the inside of my body. So for instance, when I had my feeding tubes, everybody's like, oh, it's not gonna be painful. No, that was painful, like super painful. But that's because I could feel it, them going down every single track. Like every stop, every go, every push, I felt it, and it was horrible. I feel like it goes on with the amps because it just amplifies everything inside your, gut. So not fun whatsoever. Much already covered, I think, gastroparesis, but if you don't know gastroparesis, gastroparesis is a delayed gastric emptying. I call it basically having a paralyzed stomach. It's where your stomach muscles work poorly or don't work at all, causing food to kind of get blocked or just not go down as fast as it should be, and it causes nausea, vomiting, lots of abdominal pain, imploding, and also causing you to feel full. I've had this since I was 10. I did just get diagnosed with it this last year, but I've had all the symptoms, and I was begging my doctor for years to figure out what was wrong with me, and my doctor refused to do any test. And the test that she did do, she did not give us the answers. She did not give us any info on what was found, except that it was normal, which it ended up not being, henceforth the gastroparesis. So this was for me, a very hard and difficult thing to come to terms with, just because it's like, what do you mean my stomach's not working? Like, I was very confused, but I was like, huh? But now I've come to terms with it, and I just do my best to eat as much as I can every single day and continue to get those gut motions working, because if you don't eat like orally, they're not gonna work, and that's something I do not want to end up with. Is IBS. I've had IBS my entire life. My specific type of IBS is with constipation, and if you don't know what IBS stands for, that is irritable bowel syndrome. This can cause hard lumpy stools or lots of diarrhea. It causes bloating, discomfort, and it really hurts. This is not fun whatsoever, and me and my mom both have it. We both have the constipation kind, and it is not fun at all to deal with. Although I feel like I would rather have the constipation kind than the diarrhea kind, because that is not fun. I take 2 Doclaxes every single day, which kind of leads into my next disorder. I do not have an official name for this. I was half asleep during the appointment, so I do not know the name for these. But basically, my asshole does not work. That's what I always say to people. I'm like, yeah, my asshole doesn't work. So if you wonder why I'm such an asshole sometimes, that's why. So basically, this is my bum hole, and then like we'll say this is the poop, and it's like, so most people, they have their bum, it's like really small, and then they have that poop and it opens and comes out. For me, it will just stay there. It'll just like, it does not want to come out. So for this, I have to take oh my god, bicycle, however you prefer to say that, suppositories every single night up my bum, and it is not fun whatsoever. I hate this. I hate doing this. I hate everything with it, but it is. I really would prefer to just have a normal bum, but sadly I don't. So this is what I do every single day. Take 2 Doclaxes, 2 to 1 depending on how much I'm going, but in the bicycle, and that is very, very fun. with doing this, I'm able to go kind of normally. I typically go like at nighttime or early in the morning, um, which is not the best. And I will say sometimes my dough clocks is a little delayed, so I end up going like the middle of the day, and then have to take more dough clocks at night because you have to do it on a very regular schedule for my conditions, because if not, it's like they don't work, and it's just very frustrating. So my hardest condition, because it's like when I go to camps and stuff, it's like I'm having to use the bathroom for like 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. It's gotten to the point at home I just bring my laptop with me to the bathroom so I can watch a movie and use the bathroom because I'm in there for so long. I also do use a squatty potty, which is my lifesaver. I love my squatty. I definitely recommend getting one, even if you have normal bowel movements, because it just puts your body in a more comfortable position to use the bathroom. Slow transit constipation, which kind of goes with everything else, so it's not like a different thing, it just goes along with IBS, so nothing really to say about but that condition. Bowel conditions, so let's move along to the more random ones. More random one. I say this is random. It is not random. This is one of my main chronic illnesses, which is POTS, which stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Basically, it's a blood circulation disorder affecting the automatic nerve. I don't really know how to say that. Autonomic nervous system, causing a significant heart increase, tachycardia, and symptoms like dizziness, brain fog, oh my god, fainting. It's honestly very horrible and not fun. Most of my conditions are not fun, but this one's really bad because specifically I live in Florida, and this condition gets worse with the hot weather. And during the summers, it is very hot, and I love to be outside and like go to theme parks. So I'm constantly fainting. Like, it is a thing. We go to Disney a lot, and every single time I get off a ride, faint. It's actually really funny, but like a lot of people are like, oh my god, is your daughter okay? She's like, yeah, she's always over there fainting. She'll be fine in like 10-20 minutes. I do a lot of things, like I don't take any medication per se, but I do lots of Pedialyte. There's also like little packets of, like, I call it Pedialyte. I think it's electrolytes that you pour in your drinks that are really, really good. I do lots of salt. I love salt so much. So that actually goes along great with my condition because I need salt. So I'm gonna make it out hard. I'm made at heart, I guess. For that condition, because if I do not have enough salt, do not have enough electrolytes, fluids, I will faint, and that is not fun because I get really dizzy and a really bad migraine afterwards. I'm an autistic baddie. I need to explain that as much. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, no, you're autistic. I'm like, yeah, I just hide it a lot, but I do definitely have my moments that is not super fun. I have a lot of sensory issues. Sensory issues though, like if my clothing gets even a drop of water on it, I will freak out, especially if it's been there for a minute. Like, I'm like, I need to get out of this right now. We actually keep a bag of clothing in the car because of how bad I will freak out. I'm not really proud of it, but I do have my moments. It does happen, and I mean, that's just part of it. Definitely, I don't mind being autistic though, because I mean, it makes me different than everybody else. So OCD, and depression, I feel like those are kind of like, I don't really need to explain those, but if you were wondering, hyperthyroidism, which is part of my depression. But basically, that means my glands, I think, produce too much, which I go to the endocrinologist like once a year for them to check on that. I'm not on any meds for it, but there's a possibility in the future I might have to be. But they just do blood tests, check on it every year, 6 months, depending on how my mood is, and that's what we do for that condition. Not really a whole lot to do, but I do also have dysphagia, which is basically meaning I choke on liquids and some solid food. This one, it's just really annoying, to be honest. Like, I don't care for it. It's just annoying because like I'll be like drinking a drink like normal speed, and I'll just be and it's not fun at all. And 10 out of 10, do not recommend. Multiple genes. I have 2 cancer genes, which one came from my mom and one came from my dad, and I got double boomed. Double downed. I'm very upset with my parents about this. They know it though, so it's okay. Another gene, which I cannot remember for the life of me, because once again, I was asleep during this doctor appointment. I was asleep during like half my doctor appointments that aren't like important to me, so I believe this gene was called it's like I don't have a lot of my genes, and that could be an issue causing other issues. I once again do not know what this gene is called for life for me, but if I figure it out, I will let y'all know. About genes, yes, my cancer genes are the reason I did have cancer. I had T-cell ALO, was diagnosed with that of May in 2018 and finished it in October of 2020. Whoop whoop. And 5 years out as of October 2025. So 6 years this year. So I'm really excited about that. It is a possibility I can get cancer in the future again, which is something I know and fully understand. And I mean, that is life. So I'm not like mad about it. Nothing I can personally do about it. So genes are the reason I did get cancer, and my cancer is actually genetic, not the type, but the genes. My sister has the genes, my mama has the gene, and well, I have both of them, so that's fun. This up with the last thing I have, which is urinary dysfunction. Love this so much. So for me, urinary dysfunction can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but for me, basically, I have a hard time peeing, and it really burns and hurts when I pee. And if I hold my pee for longer than like 5-10 minutes, even 10, sometimes I cannot pee, although I can feel it in my bladder, and it is very, very, very painful. So like stuff like things like me waiting for the handicap stall, because even if I'm not in my wheelchair, I do use the handicap stall. A lot of people are like, that's really rude, really disrespectful, but I do use it because it has the handicap bars, and it makes it easier for me to get up and down without fainting, tripping, and it's just a lot easier for me to use that stall versus a small stall which doesn't have it. And I've fallen down multiple times at small stalls, so my urinary dysfunction. So yeah, basically, yep, if I hold my pee for a long time, even like a short period, I can't pee, and it's very, very painful, and it feels like splinters are coming out of my pee hole, and it is not fun at all. And once again, 10 out of 10, do not recommend. Today's videos, if you have any if you have any other questions regarding anything, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Bye.